What's that?
You are recording.
Are you sure?
I'm 100%.
All right. I don't
Check,
see
check,
I don't
check.
see a red light.
Check. 1, 2, 3.
I'm fucking with you.
It's fun to mess with the sound guy.
Yeah, the guy who controls how we sound and how we look. Yeah, that's the perfect guy to piss off. That's great.
All right, I think we're ready.
Yeah, go ahead. I didn't know if we were going to leave that in, so whatever. Go ahead. You're fine.
Well, now we're gonna leave it in.
Well, and why shouldn't we?
Welcome to Living on a Hedge, a sports show where the bets are questionable, the analysis is debatable, and the sarcasm is guaranteed. I'm Jason.
I'm Eric, and we live by one motto: always hedge your happiness.
That is true. So this week we weren't able to hedge our happiness a whole lot because of the All-Star break. So
wasn't it nice to just have a few days off of not looking at stats and lines and batter versus pitcher and all that kind of stuff?
It actually was extremely relaxing.
It really was. I mean, sometimes you just have to have that break and reset. And that's exactly what we talked about last week, was that it was a nice 3 or 4 days off to reset, regroup, and, get back on track now.
Yeah, and we did some analysis over the week, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But I wanted to start off with a funny story.
I like stories. Please tell.
Yeah. So as you know, last week, while we were recording, my wife was out of town, and she was with her sister, her mother, her niece, and her niece's friend.
Okay.
So when we finished recording and I got home, they were coming home from vacation. I don't know. They got home maybe like half an hour after I got home. And when they came in the door, my niece, Grace.
And how old is she?
She is 15. No, she is 14, I think.
Okay.
I'm not even sure.
Okay.
But I'm sure she'll correct me after this podcast.
Most likely.
But yeah, so her and her friend Bryn, they were on the trip. So they walk in the door and they go, "We were listening to your podcast the whole time during our trip." I said, "Really? That's interesting. What do you have any feedback? Was it fun?" So she made it a point to say that she really, really enjoys our opening. Our intro. Okay. And I said, "Well, what do you mean by that?" And she said, "Well, I just love when you say the sarcasm is guaranteed, and then you say, 'I'm Jason,' and then Eric says, 'I'm Eric.'" And so then her mother interjected that they literally listened to this over and over and over in the car. Just the intro. Over and over and over again, and they were laughing hysterically in the car listening to our intro.
Okay.
So I found that pretty funny.
Well, yeah, I didn't realize that the intro that we have is
apparently
entertaining?
Apparently that's the most entertaining part of our podcast. Not everything that we talk about in between is just the opening. So
well, I mean, I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm not going to be upset about
exactly. it. Exactly. So then she followed it up with, "So when are you going to do a podcast about bowling?" And I said, "Well, that's interesting because for what we're doing our podcast on, which is sports betting and whatever we post online of our bets and whatever, can't bet on bowling. There's no way to bet on, none of the sports books offer betting on professional bowling,
which is amazing because you can bet on darts and
you can bet on kayaking and ping pong.
You can bet on drone racing, but I can't bet on a quote professional sport in America, but I can bet on some guy drone racing.
Yeah, I mean, it is bowling, which I love bowling. I know you like bowling too.
I love bowling too.
But, I mean, it is bowling. After all, it is bowling. So
I mean, I don't even know how you would set a line, to be honest with you, over under 6.5 strikes. Yeah, I don't know how you would do that.
I'm not sure, which is probably why DK doesn't offer, none of the books offer it. But, so she proceeded to say, "Well, you make the podcast, you can talk about it. You should just start betting it." And I said, "Well, the sports books don't offer the bets." And I said, "But don't worry, I will contact someone at DraftKings to make sure that they put those bets up just so we have something to talk about on the podcast when we start betting on bowling." So
I would love to be able to bet on bowling. I think it'd be so entertaining.
Well, we could probably throw a dart at a bowling bet and probably do better than we've been doing with baseball prior to the All-Star game.
That's fair. I mean, we did not have a very good track record before the All-Star break. Our first bet back from the All-Star break, we got one of two. So that's
it was yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday with Ben Rice. Ben Rice got his green, and Okamoto sadly did not. So that was
nothing.
No, I mean that was at least a step in the right direction. That was better than
we
had
finally
been doing.
we finally broke our streak of like
Yes.
938 straight bets of losses.
I'll take the under, but only slightly.
Yes, maybe it was only 936.
It's
sorry.
very possible. Who knows?
But yeah, so obviously there was no question that we were on a bad streak prior to the All-Star game. And then, last week on the podcast, we said, okay, we're going to do some reflection and some analysis and try to figure out, where we were going wrong, why we were making bets that weren't hitting.
It's easy to get complacent. We started out so well at 8-2, or I think it was 8-2, and we were doing great and everything was seeming fine and swimming. And we were like, oh, okay, we'll just keep the same process.
Yeah.
And then we went on a big losing streak, and then we decided that we were going to do the research on it and figure out why we went wrong.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we did over the last 3 or 4 days.
Yes.
And I mean, I can't wait to actually get into it because it's pertinent and relevant information. You can't continue to do the same thing over and over again when it's failing and expect to have better results. You have to try to figure out what you're doing wrong and change your analysis and change your approach, and which is kind of what we tried to do over this past week.
Yeah. So we kind of have some notes here, so we'll kind of get into that. Just so you know, we may kind of be looking off because this is the first time we've actually recorded a podcast while a game was going on that we had a bet on. So, we posted earlier today that we really liked Tyler Soderstrom for 2+ bases.
Right.
So prior to us starting the podcast, we watched his first at-bat, and what did he do?
He got a single in his first at-bat.
And what normally happens when a player that we bet for 2+ bases gets a single his first at-bat?
Well, they usually go about 0 of 6 for the remainder of the game with 5 weak groundouts to short and then a strikeout.
It's usually a 24-inning game where they get 19 at-bats, and he goes 0 for 18 while the rest of the team is like a combined 95 out of 100.
Well, I mean, and the game is going on live right now, which we got it over here on the side. The A's are up 6-0.
6-0.
I haven't checked in a while, so it was 6-0.
Yes.
And what's Soderstrom done in his last 2 at-bats after the single in his first one?
So his second at-bat, inside fastball, which he connected well. We both kind of thought, oh, this might be a home run.
The second he swung, we thought it could be gone.
Yes,
yeah.
And it ended up being a fairly lazy fly ball to right field.
He just caught it just a hair off the barrel. That's the only reason it didn't go out.
Yeah. So of course, 0 for 1 after the single.
Right.
So
he's 1 for 2. We're still doing okay.
Yeah. So we were going to try to start the podcast on right before his third at bat, but our sound guy Kyler had some issues getting us started. So.
I wish we had the drop for experiencing technical difficulties, but we don't have that drop.
Where the little bullseye comes up. The elevator, the elevator music.
Kyler's over here he doesn't want to make
frantically hitting the computer 43 times. I don't know what's going on.
I told him to just turn it off and turn it back on.
Well, that would be the most logical thing to do.
No, he was determined and stubborn.
It was extremely comical.
He got it fixed. I mean, so we're live and everything is good.
Yeah.
So,
but we were able to watch Soderstrom's third at bat while Kyler was frantically trying to figure out how to get us started for the podcast. And what did he do his third at bat, Eric?
I believe it was a first pitch weak ground out to second base.
It was. Imagine that. So he's now, after the single, now he's 1 for 3, 0 for his last 2.
Right.
A's are up 6-0. I can't quite tell what inning it is. I think it's the 5th inning right now. So he's definitely got one more at bat.
The bottom of the 5th.
Potentially 2 at bats. Depends on if they.
That was Leroy Butler. I think that just got out right now.
You mean Lawrence Butler?
Did I say Leroy?
You said Leroy Butler.
Why am I thinking of the Packers cornerback? Packers cornerback?
Leroy Butler is your uncle that lives in Iowa, I think.
It's very popular. Actually, Leroy was my dad's name, but anyway. So he'll probably get it. I mean, with the way the A's are hitting, he's probably going to get 2 at bats, but at least 1.
Yeah. So you're gonna be able to experience what we experience every day. When he comes up to bat, we're gonna watch the at bat. We're going to give our professional sports casting analysis.
Professional sportscasting analysis. This is gonna be the first time ever I'm gonna hear you swear on the podcast.
There may be a few choice words. If he doesn't get a hit on his very first pitch, there's probably gonna be.
You're gonna be swearing and bitching when he takes the first pitch outside.
It's very possible.
I
It's very
cannot, oh,
possible.
I cannot wait. This is gonna be so good.
So yeah, we're gonna get to that here shortly when he comes up to bat. So we'll obviously let you know, and we're keeping an eye on it.
I can't believe Littell is still in the game too.
Littell is still in the game. I mean,
And he coughed up 5 in the first, I think.
Yeah.
Or 4 or whatever. It was.
He's what, 63 years old now?
I couldn't tell you how old he is. I know that there was some chatter on like White Sox Twitter that they wanted us to sign Littell, and I was like, no, please, no. No,
he
I don't want
averages he averages like 1.5 strikeouts a game with his 89-mile-an-hour fastball.
He averages more home runs allowed than Ks.
Yeah,
That's not a good combination.
It was actually funny because when we were watching, I think it was right before Soderstrom came up for his third at bat, they were showing all of the pitches that Littell has made tonight.
the heat
yeah,
map.
the heat map, and it was usually there's a big rectangle where the pitches are just touching corners all around, and it was like 33 straight pitches that were basically all touching each other right down the middle.
There was
of the
one
plate.
that was outside of the box, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, he was pounding the strike zone, if you will.
Just throwing cupcakes up there, just pitch after pitch, which is probably why the A's are up 6-0.
So Soderstrom will not be batting here in the bottom half of this inning, so we'll have to wait again. So that means that we can get back to what we were discussing before about the things that we were doing wrong,
Yes.
or the research that we were doing, trying to figure out what we were doing wrong.
Correct.
So I think after looking at all the box scores and all the bets that we made and doing all the stuff that we did, I think that I came up with a list of a lot of the things I thought that we didn't take into enough of an account when we were making our bets initially, when we had the really good run and then we went on the cold streak.
Yes.
That I think are pertinent for future bets to try to also incorporate into the analysis as to what we're going to be taking.
Take a look and go, okay, what are the odds? Look at for instance, a pitcher. How many innings is he averaging this year? Is he
right?
Is he averaging 6 innings every time out? Is he has he had multiple terrible starts where he's getting pulled after 2 and 1/3 inning? That's important to, especially when we're trying to make a bet on a bad pitcher.
Right.
That okay, great, he's terrible, but our guy that we're betting may only get 1 at bat against him. So then now you're facing a bullpen, which who knows who you're going to be facing. So that's a whole different.
It's not just that. I mean, you need to look at the bullpen deployment and the usage, and also who the people were that, let's say, pitched yesterday and the day before. Because like we have our live bet on Soderstrom today for 2 bases, which he's a left-handed hitter.
Correct.
So if you're going against Littell, who's a garbage, shitty right-handed starting pitcher, if he coughs up 5 like he did in the first and he gets pulled in the 3rd inning, what's most likely going to happen? Either one of 2 things. They're going to bring in a high leverage reliever.
To try to stay in the game.
Right, to try to stay in the game, which is probably going to be a left-hander against Soderstrom. So it's going to be lefty on lefty. So he might only have, let's say, 2 at-bats instead of 3 against Littell.
Sure.
Okay. But if all their high-leverage good relievers were used the day before and their bullpen is exhausted, now they're going to bring in a lower-leverage guy who might be another garbage, shitty right-handed
with
pitcher.
an 8.5 ERA, a right-hander who, they just recalled from, AAA Chattanooga or whatever. And
yeah, so there might not be much of a loss between Littell going to another shitty reliever who's another right-handed person. So Soderstrom's still going to be in a good position to try to get his 2 bases or 2 HRR or whatever the bet may be. So those were a couple of the things that we decided that we needed to try to look at. I mean, there are a couple other things that I wrote down just because I don't want to miss is also, taking a deeper, harder look at the splits of the starting pitcher, home away this past month, versus righties versus lefties, that kind of stuff.
I mean, there's a lot of pitchers that will have reverse splits.
Sure.
Typically, a lefty will have worse numbers against right-handed batters, and typically a right-handed pitcher will have worse numbers against left-handed batters. Mm-hmm. But occasionally, there are pitchers who have worse splits against the same. If they're a lefty, they have worse splits against lefties, or worse split. A right-hander might have worse splits against righties. So that's important to know going into a bet, not just automatically assuming, well, it's a left on right matchup, so it should be a good matchup.
Yeah, I mean, a couple other things that that I looked at that we need to look at before. I mean, the expected plate appearances, what we were talking about before with the starting pitcher versus the relievers, trying to figure out, okay, who's coming in, who's the expected person, or who do we anticipate is going to be coming in based on, the score of the game. There's also the pitch type compatibility that I wrote down in terms of, okay, well, maybe Soderstrom is really, really, really shitty at sliders. And, even though Littell is a garbage, shitty right-handed, maybe he's really, really good at throwing sliders.
Yeah.
And that's his go-to pitch. So that's how he puts away left-handed hitters.
Yeah.
Rather than just blindly going, Littell sucks, Soderstrom's a lefty, let's go with that.
Sure.
Things of that nature. I mean, park factors are, Coors Field, whatever the name of the park is here that the A's play at, where the Reds play. I mean, there's certain parks, obviously, that you want to try to attack more than others. The Braves down where they play. I mean, that's usually a good place for
I mean, there's
hitting.
There's multiple parks where typically scoring is pretty high.
Yeah.
And especially now we're into July where it's, halfway to, boiling outside, everywhere you go in the United States. So, pretty much every park it's going to be.
Well, half of Canada's on fire.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically the whole East Coast is playing in the dark, even if it's at 1 p.m. in the afternoon.
It's amazing that they still actually play those games. Somebody mentioned something to me that being outside in some of those cities right now is like smoking 10 cigarettes.
Yeah. I think they said.
Which is incredible. Because, I mean, as a former smoker, I can't even imagine not smoking a cigarette and being outside in the, quote, fresh air and having that same exposure to that type of stuff. I think that's amazing.
Oh, yeah. I saw a video yesterday where somebody, took a video and it was like, it looked like it was snowing and it was just ashes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was insane. You know, to think that you could be outside and just getting, rained on with ashes from the Canada fires. It's just, it's really sad.
There was one other thing that I wanted to touch on too before I get sidetracked in terms of the research that we did and trying to figure out the Nationals are still batting as to how we can improve and try to eliminate some mistakes and try to increase our win percentage.
Yes,
and that is the taking into account the price of a particular bet and also the market for the particular bet.
Yeah, I know you were talking to me about this prior to starting the podcast, and I thought this was actually a really good thing to talk about.
Yeah, so, I mean, like for Soderstrom today, I think the price we got was minus 104.
Yeah, minus 105.
It was right. I think it was slightly under even money.
Yes.
Okay, so.
And that's because they're playing in Oakland,
right,
which is basically a minor league park,
right,
until they get the new park built
and going against
Vegas.
and going against Littell.
Going against Littell.
Right. So we really like Soderstrom for those reasons. For the 2 bases, which is why we took him, and hopefully in his next at bat he can get us green.
Yeah, which would be really awesome to see. Have us get green while we're live on the podcast.
That would be fantastic.
There's about a 0.000000001% chance that will happen.
Did you say 10 zeros or 15?
8 zeros.
Oh, 8. You needed at least 15. But anyway, to take that into account, so Soderstrom's minus 105 for his 2 bases today. Well, let's just say that. James Wood, because he's in the game. Well, let's say we really like James Wood today, but James Wood was minus 135 for 2 bases because of the park factors and maybe the starting pitcher and whatever else with JT Ginn.
Oh, you mean Cy Ginn?
Yes, Cy Ginn, of course.
Cy Nolan Ginn.
Cy Nolan.
Who struck out the side.
Sandy Ginn.
Who struck out the side in the first inning. Probably his career high of strikeouts all in the first inning.
I think it was on 11 pitches or some shit like that too.
Yeah.
But if we like 2 players, let's use Wood and Soderstrom as an example. Well, if Wood is minus 130 and Soderstrom's minus 104, and all of our analysis and research say that they're approximately equal in terms of probability of winning the bet,
sure,
to not defer to the, quote, stud, that James Wood is a stud over Soderstrom, but to take the value of Soderstrom over James Wood.
Well, yeah, because you're getting 30 cents better price.
What the hell?
What are you doing over there?
No, the cord is it's.
You are.
I'm having difficulties. I'm having technical difficulties over here.
Yeah.
Can you come over here and turn? No, I'm joking.
This is. I think you.
I'm just gonna do this.
You turned my mic off.
No, I did not.
You did something because I can't hear you anymore.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm being dead serious.
I have no idea. Then.
I mean, I can hear you, but not through the microphone.
No, I don't.
Hey, it's our sound guy, Kyler. Oh, there we go. Now we're good. Now, can you?
I did not touch that.
Can you stop flailing around?
No, I can't.
Please.
It's bothering me. My OCD is not working well with this right now.
You just wanted to get Kyler in the
shot.
I did. I know you did that on purpose.
He does such fine work for us that I wanted to make sure he got some exposure and some attention.
That's great.
So we got to see his black T-shirt. So that's very exciting.
That's awesome.
Anyway, the other thing too is the market for the player. So Soderstrom and James Wood and Nick Kurtz are more power hitters that you're more likely to get a home run than you are to get some flailing RBI single.
Yeah.
Whereas Luis Ariz, he's probably not going to hit a shitload of home runs. He's going to be more likely to get that dink and dunk single that's going to get a guy home.
Which he does a lot.
So just to make sure that in the future we don't take Luis Ariz, let's say for bases, we take a market that's more appropriate and applicable to his skill set, such as HRR.
Yeah.
And to not make those same mistakes.
Because he's going to be on base multiple times.
Right.
Which should equate to having chances to score. So he doesn't necessarily need to get, a double or a home run to get Green for his 2+ bases. But if he gets on, whatever we bet, he could get on with a walk. He could get on by a little dunk single, and then, a couple more hits, and he's home, and he's got his 2+ HRR.
Yeah, for somebody like Luis Ariz, he's probably going to need help from his teammates to get Green, let's say, for 2 HRR.
Yeah.
He's going to have, there's something that have to be on base.
Luis Ariz is one of the best hitters in the
Agreed.
game, so he could very easily get 2 hits in a game, more so than some guys that strike out all the time. But, I get what your point is.
Yeah, I mean, that, people that are not, quote, power hitters
yes,
probably need more help from their teammates to get Green, whereas, James Wood, I mean, he's got, 25 home runs or something like that?
I mean, he
doesn't need help to get Green for bases or HRR.
Yeah, typically he's a guy that, he's not going to hit a lot of singles. He's going to hit a lot of doubles or home runs.
Correct. Yeah, so that was another thing that I noticed with some of our bets was that I think we were taking the wrong markets for certain players rather than the markets that were more appropriate for their skill set.
Sure.
And that was what I wanted to make sure that we touched on today.
Yeah.
Was that in the future we're going to try very hard to not make those same mistakes with certain players.
Yes.
And to not simply look at a name, look at a starting pitcher or whatever it may be, to dig as deep as humanly possible to make sure that we're taking into account every single thing humanly possible, like batter versus pitcher.
Yeah.
Stats.
Well, I mean,
which you can use. I mean, if it's like a 30 at bat sample size, sure, you can probably believe that Luis Ariz is really good or really bad against whoever.
Yeah.
But if it's like 8 at bats, that's basically 2 starts, 2 games. So I don't think that's a big enough sample. But the fact is that you have to take everything that you can that's in front of you into account before you make your bet. And that's things that we weren't doing well enough in the beginning that we're focused on more now to make sure that we don't make the what.
I am listening to you, but okay. I also just watched Jeff McNeil hit a ball down the third baseline, and he's like 48,000 years old, and anybody in the league would have beat that out except him. Got thrown out by half a step.
Well, I'm sure he was hustling out of the box too.
Oh, actually, this is going to get overturned. He is safe.
Well, there you go.
This is definitely going to get overturned. And I think he's bat. What do you remember? Is McNeil batting 7th or 8th?
I think McNeil was batting 9th, wasn't he?
It's possible. So
I think he was batting 9th.
If he is, that means Soderstrom would be on deck right now. So
and there's 2 outs, I think, in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, I don't know how many outs there are.
I think it was 2.
But after they stopped showing the replay 438
times.
Hey,
I think they're reviewing this because they called him out.
Well, I don't know why. I mean, the ump just made an absolutely horrific call because he was safe by a mile. Yeah, they just gave the official safe call. But yes, there are 2 outs. So I believe this will be Wilson coming up, who's the leadoff guy.
Wilson's leading off because he had a leadoff home run on the first pitch.
Oh yeah, of course he did.
Against Littell.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been Silverstrom on the.
Well, Littell was trying to sneak that 87 mile per hour fastball by him to get ahead in the count. And
pitch one of the game, you're throwing the get me over fastball. I love it. You'll never see it coming.
This is Jacob Wilson. So Soderstrom is on deck. So if Wilson gets on base here, we'll be able to watch this Soderstrom at bat live. If not, we'll watch it.
Is it at the bottom of the 6th? I'm having a hard time seeing that. I think it's the bottom of the 6th.
I think it is the 6th.
Yeah.
I don't know. I certainly can't see that far.
Well, I mean, I can probably lean over and tell you.
I'm just happy we don't have the sound on because your ears are extremely sensitive. So.
They are sensitive. I'm a very sensitive person, Jason. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sure you are.
It is the bottom of the 6th, by the way.
Okay.
I was able to lead. I was able to lean over and see that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So anyway, the other thing before we see if he's actually that was the end of the inning.
He just struck out. Yeah. So Soderstrom's
all right.
lead
So
off.
we don't have to keep looking over there and worrying about that for a minute.
Okay.
But the one thing I wanted you to talk about was this is what I think is really cool that we did this.
The research.
But about this specific bet.
Oh, okay.
So this HRR bet where I don't remember what day. Oh, it says July 16th, so apparently that was the day. So we made a bet. We made a bet that we had a.
It wasn't July 16th, just so you know.
Well, yeah, it says July 16th.
That's the right. You're talking about the part. Okay. I get. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about something else.
No. So anyway, we had a promotion on DraftKings.
Yes.
And I can't remember the exact. I don't know. Maybe you know what the exact promotion was.
The promotion was a 3-leg parlay that had to be at least plus 100 odds or greater.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Is what it was.
So all we were doing, we were just trying to create the most basic parlay possible,
right?
Just to try to get a win because we.
I mean, it's the first game back from the All-Star break. Batters are rusty, especially a lot of the Phillies who played in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
you don't want to go too deep into like money and bets and parlays and stuff, especially with only one game on the slate and the first game back.
And a lot of those guys played in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
I mean, Harper and Schwarber both
and
played
Marsh.
but no, Schwarber and Harper both played in the home run derby.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, they really didn't have a day off the All-Star break.
No, not really.
I mean, they were doing something every day.
Yeah.
So now you come back from the All-Star game, from the All-Star break, these guys are probably like, oh, fuck you guys. I didn't get a day off. Why did you get 3 days off?
Congratulations. I'd like to have everybody give Jason a round of applause for his first swear word on the podcast.
Well, you know me.
Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you. You know me, Eric. I
tip my cap, but I can't.
I don't swear a whole lot.
No, you don't swear whatsoever. None. I should post some of your text messages online. Holy shit.
Wait, what just happened here?
Did the Nationals hit a home run?
I think that's Soderstrom. Was that No way.
What?
Is that Soderstrom?
Did we miss
I think we just got a Soderstrom home run. I swear to God it was the end of the inning. But I think that's a Soderstrom home run.
Well, it's a 2-run home run for the A's, and it was a left-handed hitter, and I thought...
I'm pretty sure
it is
Soderstrom. Hey!
Hey!
Look at that. Ah!
I can't reach.
Yeah, look at that. I can't
Hey!
How did we miss that? I swear
thought
to
the
God
inning
it was the
was
end.
over.
I swear to God it was the end of the inning when Wilson struck out.
I don't know. Well, it doesn't matter. We're green,
Well,
baby.
now we look like idiots because we're like, there's only 2 outs in an inning for the MLB. We know what we're talking about. Listen to us.
We got the game live in front of us, 4 feet from us, and we can't even pay attention.
Literally, the whole reason we wanted to do this podcast live was so we could watch Soderstrom's at bat, and we're over here. So anyway, on July 16th, they're still batting. There's more than 2 outs in an inning.
Hey, we're 2-1 since the All-Star break.
Hey.
I mean, that's good.
I mean, after going like 9 or 10 in a row of not being green, so this is great.
So this is the key now. If we want to win all of our bets, we just have to put the game on and not pay any attention to it whatsoever.
And be recording a podcast. So you need to quit your job.
Oh, God.
And we need to start recording a podcast 3 times a day.
Wait, can I quit my job and get my wife to work full time?
Absolutely.
Oh, dude, that'd be great. Oh,
I'm sure she'll completely agree with that.
I can't.
have no problem.
I don't see a scenario where she would say no.
That's great.
It was a bomb to right center to Soderstrom.
Oh, I looked up and I thought it was a
strikeout.
I know, and I thought it was a replay from earlier, and I'm like, no, this was the end of the inning.
Well, no, because I saw the score was 8-0. I'm like, it can't be a replay.
Yeah, I have no idea what just happened. We look like complete idiots, but that's what we, that's what we do.
Hey, we're here to entertain and hopefully and to be informative on people. I mean,
we're
He's 2-2-2 for runs, hits, and RBIs.
who Soderstrom?
But
yeah, perfect.
that was him that hit a home run, right? I mean, we just watched it, yeah.
No, that's perfect.
That's beautiful.
That's green. So congratulations to anybody who tailed. Thank you for following along.
Absolutely.
Comment, share, all that good stuff.
Please do that.
Yes.
Now here's what do? We can't update our posts like we normally do right after they get green.
Well, I mean,
we'll have to wait a few minutes till we get the podcast.
I don't think I have.
All right, thank you all for listening to Living on a Hedge.
We're out, guys. Yeah. We'll get to it after the podcast is over. But hey, I want to do this more often.
Yeah.
Since we're recording our podcast on Saturday nights, I want to make sure that we maybe we do 2 plays at a day. Maybe it's only 1, but I want to make sure that when we're recording the podcast that we have another bet.
Well,
that's
here's
live.
an idea.
So then next week we can not pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Find out later that it becomes green.
That would be great. We could try to create, maybe just a very conservative parlay or something where we can have a last leg on the game, so we could have some fun watching that last leg.
Well, I mean, we could even, depending on, I don't know I haven't looked at the schedule for next Saturday, but we could even make like a 2 or 3 leg little same game parlay for the game too.
Yeah, exactly.
So that we, with one or 2 batters from each side, so we could have something to pay attention to.
Yeah.
And we can have Kyler go, just so you know, somebody hit a home run. Is that good for you guys? And then we can go, fuck, we missed it again.
Somebody just kicked a field goal. I'm kidding. He knows sports. But anyway, so.
I could have your app up on this side.
Yeah, we're going to need as much help as possible.
Yeah.
Clearly, if you haven't paid attention, we
don't even know how many outs there are in an inning. So,
or how many strikes there are. But we got Soderstrom right. That's all that matters.
Hey, if we look like complete idiots and are making winning bets, then I'll keep looking like
I was
going to
say, I whatever it takes to get money in the pocket, that's all I care about.
All right, so anyway, back to what we're starting to talk about before. Apparently, there was 4 outs in that inning.
And 9 strikes for one batter. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, July 16th, first day back, it was just the one game. It was
Right.
it was the Mets versus the Phillies.
Correct.
So we had a promotion where you had to
Three-leg
parlay that had to
Three-leg
be
plus
plus
100.
100.
Yep.
So you kind of took the reins for the bet, and you did some analysis, and you decided that you wanted to use Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, and Juan Soto.
Well, no.
The
So
original
that was
was
the
that's
original.
what you wanted to
That was
bet.
the original bet. The problem was that because of the odds for all three for one HRR, Turner wasn't low enough. It didn't qualify. It ended up being like minus 114, I think is what it was.
With Turner in the bet. Yes.
So I couldn't use Turner unless I added a fourth leg, and my goal was not to add a fourth leg.
you just wanted to do the basic
I wanted
three
to,
legs.
Yeah, I wanted to do the minimum for what the requirements were for the bet.
Yes.
So I pivoted to Lindor. Lindor, switch hitter, but generally a better hitter from the left side. Batting.
He hasn't been a good hitter at all this year, just for the record.
Historically speaking.
Yes.
Okay. And I didn't want to take Harper and Schwarber both, for the reason that we talked about,
Yeah.
About no break, all-star game,
Sure.
home run derby, all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
I was like, okay, Lindor is batting fourth. He's cleanup. I need one hit runner RBI. I've got Soto in front of him, which I did take Soto, as part of, I took Soto, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took Soto.
It was
as part-
Soto and Harper, but then you
Yeah,
added
that's
Lindor
right,
as
yeah,
the
yeah.
third instead of Turner.
So I figured that Soto would get on via a walk or hit a double or do something like that, and Lindor would get a chance to drive him in or whatever it may be. And Lindor, I think, had 4 consecutive weak groundouts to second base.
And the funny thing is, I wasn't paying close attention to the game, but I know you were texting me. He's like, this will be the third straight at bat that he's leading off an inning.
Yes.
Oh, and he just
fifth
grounded
inning.
out to second for the third straight
In the
time.
fifth inning, he led off for the third time in the fifth inning.
Which is crazy.
Because Bo Bichette decided to hit into 7 double plays in 3 at-bats.
Yeah, the one time you were like, oh, my God, the bases are loaded. It's the leadoff hitter, who I think was Benj maybe that day.
No, it was Ewing.
Or Ewing, okay.
Ewing was leading
so
off.
the bases were loaded, nobody out. You're like, Lindor's batting fourth, so we just need a hit here, and he's guaranteed to bat, whatever.
Right.
And
traffic on the bases.
Immediate double play, and then, or
or
there was an out, and then Bichette grounded into the inning-ending double play, whatever it was.
I can't remember exactly how it worked out, but yeah, unfucking believable.
Oh, yeah.
To have the cleanup hitter lead off for the third time in the fifth inning, good luck trying to find that happening more than 3 times in a season.
Well, yeah.
That was
And with Bo
absolutely
Bichette
incredible.
ahead of him, who's, typically a contact hitter,
yes.
was amazing for the Blue Jays. I don't know what the hell he took for
Money?
He
got money and stopped carrying?
No, what I'm saying is for the Mets, he's acting like he's forgot how to play baseball, which seems to happen a lot with guys that we bet or need to perform, so our guys would perform to win a bet. But
yeah,
that's beside the point.
Right. So we had to switch to Lindor, I switched to Lindor because we had to make the parlay qualify, and the parlay ended up being exactly plus 100.
Yeah.
So I was like, perfect, plus 100, 3 legs, excellent. So Soto got a single, I think, in his first at bat. He was green. Harper got a single or double, whatever it was.
I think it was his second at bat.
It was his second at bat.
Yeah.
So the whole time we're sitting there going, okay, we just need Lindor for anything, and he sucked the entire.
And what
game.
did you do though?
Well, I hedged my happiness.
Yes, you did.
Because after when he was leading off, I think on his third at bat in the fifth inning, I went on to DraftKings and I found the live HRR line, and it was minus 130-ish or something
I think
like
it was
that.
minus 135, if I remember right.
You could be right on that.
It was like 130 or 135, whatever. For under 0.5 HR. So literally, all he had to do was
anything.
Literally anything. He could have took a stick of bubble gum and put it in his mouth, and he would have been green for HR, but he couldn't even do that.
Yeah. So what I did was I took some money on the under of Lindor to hedge our happiness, to make sure that one of two things is going to happen. We're either going to get a decent majority of our money back, or we're going to lose that hedge. We're going to win the boost, and profit in life is good.
Yeah.
So I got into the position, and I wanted to do that on the first game of the first game back, just to make sure that we didn't start off the first game of the All-Star break with a bad taste in our mouth.
Correct.
It's better to lose $10 than to lose $100.
Sure.
Kind of concept, and that's
Protect
kind of what
your bankroll. That's our
yes.
Not necessarily our motto. Our motto is Hedge Your Happiness, but that it's an
important thing, though.
Included in Hedge Your Happiness is protect your bankroll as much as possible.
Yeah, and we've talked about that several times before, that if you can protect your bankroll, and like that, we'll use a $100 example. You bet $100 on that parlay with the Mets Phillies game.
Yeah.
if you can get to the point on the last leg where you can hedge, where you only lose, let's say $10, or you profit $100, whatever the math was, I can't remember.
Yeah.
That if you do end up winning the hedge where you only lose $10, well, now you have that $100 for another bet tomorrow.
Yeah.
For another parlay, another bet on bases, whatever it may be. You have 2 shots to win 1 bet for the price of 1.
Yeah.
And that's an important thing for us to make sure that we try to protect our bankroll as much as possible while giving us a chance to still profit and or make additional bets in the future.
Because as much as we'd like to think in our heads that we're rich, we're not.
No.
So
No, we're not. I mean, I'm still
we
working.
don't
sadly.
have unlimited money to we lost $500 today. Well, we'll just bet $1,000 tomorrow and get it back.
Yeah,
it
I mean,
doesn't work
I
that
would
way.
like to have that kind of money someday where we can make those kind of bets where we're just $1,000, $1,500, who gives a shit.
And
But
someday we might be able to, and
it's
then we could
possible.
start to give back to all of our followers and our friends who are,
There's-
liking and following and commenting. And, that's how we'll grow and maybe one day be famous.
There's nothing that I would like to do more than to be able to give back to the community that's out there that's following us and subscribing and all that kind of stuff.
That would be awesome.
It really would be because, I firmly and 100% believe in karma.
Absolutely.
Okay, I haven't found any yet in my life, okay? But I do truly believe that if you are good to people, that at some point in the future, that kindness will be reciprocated back to you.
Karma is kind of like when we bet on a guy that we need to do something, and then karma finds the guy before him and the guy after him, but never the guy in the middle that we need. You're the guy in the middle all the time.
I am the guy in the middle all the time, and it's a real low, terrible, shitty place to be, let me tell you. It's not somewhere that you want to be. But, I mean, our website is supposed to be done. I hope that Kevin gets it done here within the next week, and we're going to have, probably a few parlay bets or other bets that, we're going to be making on there as well. And,
we're gonna start trying to post more parlay bets. Obviously, they're a lot harder to hit, so we're not gonna tell you, you should tail every single one. I mean, when we hit a parlay bet, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be, it's not gonna be every day. It's gonna be occasional, but they're gonna be fun to bet because the parlays are the fun ones to follow because you have 3 or 4 legs. Okay, the first one gets green. All right, now I'm really invested in the next game of whoever is the next leg because you got 1 leg down, 3 to go. And then it just gets a whole lot more fun once you get those first 3 in the bag and you only have 1 left. So hopefully next week we can make one of those parlay bets, post it, and then we'll have the last leg to watch live while we're doing the podcast and have no clue what's going on in the game and then realize 30 minutes after it happened that, oh, my God, we won a bet.
You know what we should do is we should figure out a way to put a TV above you and above me.
That would be great.
And then we can still not pay attention. That would even be more entertaining and comical during the podcast.
That would be awesome.
But we are absolutely going to do a parlay for next week for the show on Saturday night because we're recording this on Saturday, which is a lot better than Sunday evening.
Yes.
So we'll absolutely get a same game parlay, maybe a 3 or 4 leg parlay for the late action, if you will.
Sure.
So we have something that we can not pay attention to in the podcast, which would be great. And maybe that'll be our key to getting us green and getting us a win.
That would be awesome.
That would be great.
So I think we kind of covered everything. We kind of talked about the analysis of moving forward, how we're going to kind of dig in a little more research before we post our play of the day or whatever it may be, a straight for bases or a straight for HRR. Hopefully all you that are watching and listening kind of learned a little bit about what goes into how we determine who we're taking every day for what we're posting on our social sites for our play of the day.
Well, not just that, but I mean, this is an evolving and continual process of doing the research and analysis. It's not like we started off really good, then it turned to shit, and we did this little 3-4 days worth of research, and we're like, everything's fine and we're fixed.
Yeah. Well, we're 2-1. I mean, we are on fire, Eric.
Well, we are 2-1, which is a hell of a lot
better.
better.
Throw all that away.
I was gonna say a hell of a lot better than it was 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
But I mean, if we go on another cold losing streak, then we're going to reassess and reanalyze everything and try to figure out what we're doing wrong and what we can adjust. I mean, it's something that we're going to continually and every day try to strive to be the best that we possibly can be.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's
our goal.
It's our commitment.
Yes.
It's our goal and our commitment.
Yes, absolutely.
All
right, I think that'll probably do it for this week's show. Thank you to Tyler Soderstrom for getting us green while we
Congratulations.
were live.
Yes, well done. Very nice.
I hope some of you who are watching, tailed our bet, and hey, we're on a little bit of a roll. Hopefully we can keep it going the rest of this week.
And we'd like to thank a personal thanks to Kyler for coming
As
over
always.
here
Yes.
and re-plugging in the cord that I somehow unplugged. I don't know how I did that, but
because you were flailing around like a fish.
I wish I could argue that, but I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. I just have to smile and nod and say
That
you're
is-
right.
That is correct.
Yeah. So I mean, whatever.
Say I'm right, Eric. Say I'm right.
So I'd like to thank everybody for listening to Living on a Hedge. Until next week.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
You're doing it.
All
Go
right.
for it.
Until next week, may your best be live, your parlays survive, and your bad beats never arrive.
See you next week. Go Hedge Your Happiness.
All right. Congratulations, everybody. Have a good night.
Take care.